guys, welcome back to another video. Okay, I am in comfy clothes, comfy socks, as you can see, and I think it's time that I clean up my bookshelf. So that's what we're gonna do. I love that I have the color coordination thing going here, so that will stay. But I have another shelf, and I think I'm gonna put it here. And obviously you can see this bottom section is not color coordinated, so we're just gonna recolor coordinate, refix this whole setup. You know what I'm saying? Because it's been bothering me that this black is next to the white. Like, shouldn't it be like white, colorful black, you know? I don't know. Personally, that's how I'm feeling. And then also that this is like stacked like this instead of like this. Like, obviously there's gonna be some big books down here that like textbooks and stuff that I'm not gonna be able to stand like this. But I want most of my novels to be properly standing, you know? And while I'm doing this, I'll like go through my books with you guys so you can see what I got. So let's get this going, shall we? Obviously first, I have to take everything off. This is kind of sad. The heck is this? How'd this get in there? Already overwhelmed, you know. Okay, let me show you what's going on now. Now I have a pile of books everywhere. Let's start with shelf number 1. And with this shelf, I think I'm gonna do, again, like the whites, but then it's gonna go to colorful. So, let's find my whitish pile here. Somewhere down here. I'm regretting this already. Okay, books everywhere. Alright. Okay, so let's start with my whitish book pile here. Where's the whitest book I have? This is overwhelming. Alright, I think the whitest book I have is this one. So let's start going through my book, shall we? So this one, The Body, by Bill Bryson. Really good, honestly. It's a non-fiction, or it's a fiction. I get those confused. Does anyone else get those confused? I read books all the time and still get that confused. But honestly, if you ever want to know everything and anything about body, this is pretty fun. And it's more accessible. It's not like craziness, you know? Then we got, let's see here. This is very white. Okay, white. Fragility, why it's so hard for white people to talk about racism. You should read this. Alright. Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. It was interesting. Not my favorite. A Mother's Reckoning. Now this is obviously black, but the side is very white. And this book was hard to read. It's very hard to read. That's all I'll say. It's looking okay. Alright, then we got kind of like this mauvey color. So, The Hidden Life of Trees. Very interesting. Very interesting. If you love trees, it's interesting how trees are all connected apparently. 21 Lessons for the 21st Century. Love this book. If you're kind of into how AI might be running our future in the future, super interesting. The last one, I gave this a 2 out of 5 stars. Did not love it at all, but I'm keeping it up here. Then we got P.S. I Still Love You and Always and Forever. Very cute books. Love them. And I feel like I gotta put them in the right order. I don't know if this is working so far. But we'll keep going. Educated. Everyone loves this book. I kind of feel iffy about it. I gave it like a 3-star. Do we have any more white books hanging around? Oh, here we go. To complete the Always and Forever, and we got this one, To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Still cute. Throw her in there with that. I don't know the order. I feel like I have the order there wrong. The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck is cute, but a little preachy. And then Getting Past No, if you're into sales or have anything to do with talking to people at work, this is a good one. I think these are like really white, so I'm gonna put those over here. I think this one also should move over a bit. I just know already one of the books as I organize is gonna be like so off in colors. And someone's gonna be like looking at it the whole time like, oh, I just wish you would like switch those 2 books, but it can't be perfect. This one also is eyeing because it's super white, and this is Everybody Writes. If you are in marketing, this is a great book to learn about copywriting, and it was good. So that's all I have to say about that. Oh gosh. I kind of hate hard copy books. Does anyone else? Can't really like fold and put them in places. It drives me nuts. This is bothering me. Why is it like brown? Is that better? Yeah, obviously. That is a bit better now. Does that look better? Is that better? Someone tell me, is that better? Okay. Then I feel like this might be my next color. One by One by Ruth Rari? Oh gosh, just one of those days. Anyways, One by One is a really good book. It's kind of like Woman in the Cabin, Woman in the Train, all those kind of things. It's pretty interesting. So I would give this a good, I think I give it like a good 3 stars. If you like thrillers, it's a good one to pick up. This is kind of grayish black. I might have to move this somewhere else. Let's put that down here. What color do I move to next? I want to go into grays, but like, I think grays should go near blacks, right? So maybe the next color, what goes next to white in the rainbow? Yellow? Green? Yellow, right? I'm gonna do yellow. I don't know. Okay, so the most yellow book I have, would it be like browns? This is hard. Like, would this one go next? Or would like this one go next? I'm gonna go yellow. Alright, so the next book I have that would kind of go in here is Just Last Night, really cute romance. It also is pretty sad. I didn't realize that there was such a turn that would make you feel really sad, but it is a bit sad. Oh, I'm digging this. This looks good. Okay, let's go yellows. Next yellow book I have is The Outlander by Gil Adamson. I haven't read this one yet. I'm really excited to, just because look how beautiful this cover is. But I'm gonna put that up there. It's kind of orangey. Okay, I guess we're moving into oranges now. Okay. Anxious People by Frederick Backman. Did not love the way this was written. It kind of felt a bit too comedic for me for how dark and deep it is. But I know a lot of people love it, so I gave this, I think, 4 stars. It's hitting me. Then we have The Lies That Blind, The Lies That Bind by Emily Giffen. Really good book. I thought it was interesting, the fact that there's a plane crash and then she's like, you know, thinking and redefining her life from it. Super interesting. Jodi Picoult, The Book of Two Ways. I feel like I'm butchering all the authors' names, but The Book of Two Ways is really good if you're into like Greek mythology. It touches on that a little bit, but also is kind of another book where a lady's having a midlife crisis and is deciding between the life she thought she would have in her undergrad versus the life she has as a mother, and it's really good. Ooh. Okay, loving this. All right, I feel like orange goes into red, probably. Okay, so red books. This is like orangey red. Okay, Getting to Yes, another negotiating book, also very good. Nonfiction, if you are interested in getting people to understand the way you think. I really don't like that it's tall to short here. Eek. I don't know how I feel about that. Don't know how I feel about that. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, this is Clara in the Sun, and super interesting if you're into, again, AI. It is really, really cute. I love it. Supermarket by Bobby Hall, really good. The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It is good, but I'm starting to read a lot of reviews about why people don't love it, and it's making me feel iffy. Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I love, one of my top 5. A Court of Thorn and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Super good. Was one of my favorite fantasies I think I've ever read. And people are probably gonna hate that I'm not putting that series all next to each other, but I just need the color coordination in my life, so I'm sorry if this is bothering you. Okay, looks like we're going into pinky colors now, doesn't it? Okay, so let's do Forever Interrupted by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This is really cute, but honestly I'd give it a 2-star because it's a little cheesy. It's too cheesy. If the character that died near the end instead of the beginning, I think I would have fallen in love with the characters a little bit more than I did here. A Court of Wings and Ruin was really good. Not my favorite of the series, but I still loved it. Mainly because the ending tied everything together so perfectly. Is this okay? I feel like something's off here. I just can't pinpoint. What color do I go next? Blue? Green? Green. Definitely green. Ooh, let's do this one. It's kind of, no. Well, let's do this one next. This is The Female Persuasion by Meg Wooldarf. I read this such a long time ago, I can't really remember, but I remember thinking it was kind of mind-blowing, so that makes you feel any better. Plus, you know, that cover is beautiful. And it really, that really tied it in. Feeling good with that next. So, Torn. This is a part of a series. I think it starts with... I can't find it here. I think it starts with Shattered. Or does it start with Torn? This is really cool. Basically, this series anyways has... they are making robots kind of into people, and so like half society's like humans, half society's robots, and the robots are really starting to feel like their life is never in danger because they can never really die, and so they're starting to like crave adrenaline and crave that feeling of like life and death that humans have, so they start doing some crazy shit to feel that in their lives, and it's really interesting. So let's put Torn there. I think it starts with this one, Frozen, in case you're interested. Okay. Torn, and then let's go Silent Springs. Haven't read this yet, I really want to. I feel like I've read bits of it in school, but I want to read the full thing, so I'm gonna read that at some point. I'm not sure I like those next to each other. Okay, let's do A Court of Mist and Fury. It's my favorite in the series, mostly because of the steam, you know. If you know, you know. Normal People by Sally Rooney. And I don't love it as much as other people love it. I think it's like too cheesy for how dark it is, and it doesn't really move anywhere or go anywhere. And yes, there's like great quotes in it, but I don't love the writing style of this one. Friend Zone by Addie Jimenez. I am excited to read this one because I've heard it's like fun, complicated love romance, but I'm waiting for the summer. I feel like this is more of a summer read. It's making me feel so good. Love. Okay. Now I guess we're going into blues here. So let's go into like a blue green. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Love this. This is a 5-star read for me. If you want to be in the summer mood, definitely read that. Then I have A Court of Frost and Starlight. I haven't finished reading this yet. I started it, but honestly I really needed a break from the series because the books in the series are so large, so I haven't finished it yet. This one I'm going to be getting to. This is Still Life by Louise Penny. I haven't read this yet. I'm excited too. Then we have, honestly, a school read, but I still love it. The Customer Centricity Playbook. If you're in marketing, it's a really good book for you. If you're not, just ignore it. Then we got Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Really good book. 4-star read if you're into a really fast book that you can read in one day. This is definitely it. Messy Magnificent Life, A Field Guide by Janine Roth. If you have any insecurities with your body, this is a really good book for you. And that's all I can really say about it. When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. Really cool. It's very similar to Woman on the Train, all those kind of books where the woman's kind of insane. You're like, is the woman insane or is this actually happening? But I really liked it. It was a good thriller and it's really contemporary. Such Fun Age by Kelly Reid. Really good book. Also a good contemporary book. The Book of M by Peg Shepard. I gave this a 2-star. I loved the concept of this, of basically people start to like lose their memory and then they can't remember anything, and it's like post-apocalyptical. Really good idea, really good thought. And then all of a sudden it takes a turn and it's never really explained why this apocalyptical thing is happening, and things start to veer off, and then randomly like statues are coming to life, and it just lost me. It really, 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 really lost me. Great concept, but terrible execution. So 2-star. Then we got Frozen. That's another part of that series. I think this is the first one if you are interested in it. This is looking great. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about this. I'm having more blue book. The One by John Mars. This is a really interesting book to me. Basically, you get paired with your one with DNA testing, and let's just say some of the DNA testing combinations of people together is very interesting. There's a couple different scenarios in this book, and it's really cool. So if you're into like a sci-fi-ish different life theories kind of book, this is a good one. I think it was also made into a Netflix show, which I really want to watch, but I feel like it's going to ruin the book for me, you know? The Wrong Family by Taryn Fisher. I haven't read this yet, and I'm excited to because Colleen Hoover gave The Wrong Family an obsessive highlight. So I need to read it because if Colleen Hoover loves it, I'm honestly going to love it. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I just finished reading this a while ago and I gave it 4 stars, maybe 3 stars. It's really good. I love that it has like highlights of love in a mother to daughter form, but it's not my favorite of hers. November 9th by Colleen Hoover. I haven't read this one yet, so I don't know. Beach Reads by Emily Henry. Really cute summer love romance, and I love the way that it's written because the two people that are falling in love are both authors, so they are really well versed in the way they speak. So it's just entertaining the way that they like profess their love for each other, because it's a little bit more mature, if that makes sense. Add this in with the greens. It's The Locked Room. This is one I found in one of our book boxes around our neighborhood. Have not read this yet, and I'm excited to eventually, but it's not knocking on my door, you know what I'm saying? And let's add that over here. Oh boy. Okay. The next one is Shattered. This was another one of that series that I was talking about. I feel like that's okay. Like I can add this one in next. Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. I haven't read this one yet. I'm excited. One of my friends gave it to me, or really her mom gave it to me. So I'm excited to read this, but I'm honestly saving it for the summer because big summer, I mean, right? Ooh, love that. Okay. You know when some books like next to each other just click? Like that just clicked for me. The Four Alignments, The Four Agreements by Dawn Michael-Riaz. I like this book. I used to live by this book, but now I feel like you should take it with a grain of salt, you know? Let's put this in here. Maybe that's the wrong spot. Maybe that is the wrong spot. Who knows? Okay. I think we're moving into like darker blacky colors, but there's a couple like gray books. I don't know. Okay, let's keep going. Nicholas Sparks, The Rescue. I have not. Did I read this? Have I not read this? Knowing you don't remember. Let me see here. Oh, I have read this. It's good. It's, you know, a classic Nicholas Sparks. What do I have in the back here? I don't know. Let's put this in here. So the Wilderness Wisdom, these are little quotes. If you're really into the outdoors and you go on lots of trips, highly recommend getting this book. We used to pick one and read before we would have dinner whenever we went on our excursions, and it was really cute. Oh. Have this like really red book I forgot. Ali Wong, Dear Girls. This is really funny. If you like Ali Wong's stand-up, you'll love this book. Okay. The Skin We're In by Demond Cole. I have not read this yet. I am excited to, but I have not picked it up. Okay. Stay. Someday Maybe by Lauren Graham. If you're into Gilmore Girls, Lauren Graham is the mother in Gilmore Girls, and so hearing her story about how she became an actor was really cool. So if you like with Gilmore Girls, you'll probably like this book. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I really love this book. I have not read the rest of the series. I don't know why. I feel like sometimes when I read the first book, I'm like, you know what, that's good enough on its own and I don't need the full series. But I think I should pick up the other books of this. I feel like these ones should move over here. Why is it getting like white? You know what, no, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Really good book. I think I gave this a 4 stars. If you want another book that you'll read within one day and a page turn, this is definitely it. Let's put that here. We're going into browns and the blacks. it looks like now. Okay, let's grab some of these guys over here. A Place Within, Rediscovering India by M.G. Vanessa. See, it's sad that I can't pronounce this author's name because it is signed. And this is like the only book I have signed. And I found this in one of our book boxes in our neighborhood, and I was like, that sounds cool, plus it's signed, so I should probably pick it up. And I haven't read it yet, so can't tell you much about it. Then, oh, how could we not? Gossip Girl. I'm obsessed with this series. I feel like I really need to reread this series because the show is amazing, but like reading Gossip Girl, oh, it's like a whole level of nostalgia you just need, you know? And okay, let's see. It's kind of hard. Everything's like gray and black now. I feel like I need to add this in somewhere. The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I liked it. The movie sucked. The book was decent, but honestly it just reminds me too much of like The Woman on the Train, the woman, it's like all the same style, you know? The woman's kind of insane. You're like, is she on drugs? Or is stuff that she's talking about really happening? It's just, you know, all the same. So I don't really recommend, I guess. Okay, where does this go though? Like, do I just start going into blacks? I might need to do grays. This might need to go into grays first. Okay, so let's start with this gray one, maybe. Afterworlds by Scott Westerfield. Scott Westerfield used to be my favorite author when I was a teenager. I was obsessed. He has so many books that are so good if you're into like sci-fi kind of books. So highly recommend anything he writes. And this book was really good. It kind of went back and forth between the actual author's story and then the author trying to publish the story. So you can see the pages are like dark and white, so it'll be a chapter of her trying to publish the story and then the actual story, and publishing the story, actual story. I don't know, I've never read a book like that, and it was really cool. The Buddhist Brain, Happiness, Love, and Wisdom. I mean, it's just a good fiction. What else can I say? I was really into like Buddhism for a while, you know? Oh, that's all I can. Should I go next? Book should have got this one. Okay. That She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. I like Lisa Jewell, but I feel like her books always hit a bit flat for me, and that's how I feel about this one. It just hit a bit flat. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. This one was pretty fun. It's kind of like Clue, but in a book, where everyone is in a hotel at the same time for the same thing, and then someone dies, and now they're wondering which one of us here killed that person. It's a good book. I feel like it should be a movie. I think it is becoming a movie, but if it's not, it should be, you know? The Tattooist of Alcatraz, and it's by Heather Morris. This is an amazing book. Everyone should read this book. And that's all I can say. Verity by Colleen Hoover, another great book that everyone needs to read. That is a 5-star rate for me. Thank you. Pretty Woman by Darby Can. I haven't read this yet. I think I picked it up a couple times, read the first chapter and put it back down. So I don't know, someone tell me that I need to read this and then I'll actually read it. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I mean, everyone read this, right? Am I right? If you're watching this at this point and you're still watching, you've probably read this. I gave it 4 stars. There's some amazing writing styles and quotes that I took from this book, but I don't know. It just fell a little flat from expectations. The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. This is a really cute one to read during the haunting season of October, but other than that, I wouldn't really recommend it. Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Project Hail Mary. If you're into the Martin or you've watched the movie The Martin, you might find this really fascinating. It was a surprisingly good read for me. Like, I didn't think I would love it as much as I did, but it was really good. The Immoralist by Chloe Benjamin. I have not read this one yet. This one was gifted to me from my mom, and I'm excited to because the cover is beautiful, but I haven't picked it up yet. The Measures of My Powers. If you're really into reading and cooking, this is a great book because there's tons of recipes in here, and it's written by someone who is a famous cook, but it's kind of going over her life of like rethinking the way she lives and who she surrounds herself with, and then also the beauty of cooking. It's kind of like an Eat, Pray, Love in a sense, so it's really cute. Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow. I don't know the whole backstory of this, so I feel weird talking about it, but from just reading this book was really good, and I would highly recommend. It just gives me a whole appreciation for journalism. The Motivation Manifesto, 9 Declarations to Claim Your Personal Power. Honestly, anytime I'm feeling down, I pick up this book and it makes me feel a lot better. It just gives you kind of a refresh of an outside perspective on life. Okay. Jodi Picoult, The Storyteller. Honestly, this author just was my when I was in high school. I loved everything she wrote. I haven't picked up a lot of her books recently other than this one up here, but this one I'm excited to read. I don't know, maybe I have read this one, but just like such a long time ago that I don't remember, but I probably could reread it. The Edited Life by Anna Newton. I feel like this might be a YouTuber that wrote this, but I thought it was just fun and aesthetic, and it's kind of a fun little pickup read if you're just wanting to switch over your organization, your life. The Whisper on the Wind Night. Oh, wow, I think I read that so backwards. The Whisper on the Night Wind, The True History of Wilderness Legend. Adam Schultz, he's really cool if you're into wilderness expeditions. He's done a lot of them and has written a lot of books on it. And this one's a good one to start with, and it was really interesting. In My Dreams, I Hold a Knife by Ashley Woodstein. This one's a really good thriller. It's if you're in high school or just graduated high school, or if you just finished university and you're kind of feeling that university blues, I really recommend this. It's just a really cute book with the mystery involved in that time era. Okay, we're getting there, people. This pile around me is getting really small. I might not even be able to fill a shelf, but I'm gonna put like my textbooks in this section. So the last one I have here is the Outward Bound Wilderness First Aid Handbook. I took that course that I have my wilderness first aid, and it's a textbook. What else do you want me to say? This one, The Killing Edge by Heather Graham. I have not read this yet. Again, another book that I found in the book boxes near me, but I haven't read it, and I will eventually. The Color of B. Larkham's Murder. I have not read this one yet. I think I showed this in one of my past videos when I went thrift store book shopping, so if you haven't watched that yet, you should watch it, but I have not read this. Okay. The Children of Red Peak by Craig Deluey. This one creeps me out, but in a good way, I think. Okay, now I just am gonna throw a lot of my textbooks down here. got my plant, a little picture. I love that this picture now ties in with the books underneath it. But I've got the whites going into the reds, pinks, then greens and blues and purples, and then it goes basically straight into my blacks and grays. Down here I just have some of my textbooks and cooking books and my Bruce Trail hiking guide, some notebooks. But I'm pretty excited with how it's looking. Obviously, I wish I had a lot bigger one and I wish I had a bigger book collection, but I just started looking at my books and keeping them only a couple years ago, so yeah. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button and hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye!